What's up guys, it's that time of the year again, and I probably should have prepared a predictions video instead of just doing it last minute, but oh well. I think next gen for Switch 2, I'm going to do a few more topical videos so YouTube will slip me into the algorithm a little bit more, and also because my usual videos have been slowed down lately, I'm sure you've noticed, and I'm trying to space it out. So, before I get into the actual predictions, let me just say my only few wishes that I have. I only have a few because the Switch generation has been so good in so many ways, and kind of mediocre in other ways, but overall, I mean, come on, one of, if not the best Nintendo era ever. It looks like Switch 2 is going to be just as good, if not getting better. So, there are only 4 games, but I'm going to count 2 of them as one, so 3 games that I could ask for to make this whole thing perfect and round it out perfectly. 2 of those, or one of those, is Metroid Prime 2 and 3. The other 2 are, of course, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. If I get those games, then that means between the Switch and my Majora's Mask Edition new 3DS, I will have non-subscription based physical or digitally owned copies of all the Mario games I could want, all the Donkey Kong games I could want, all of the Zeldas, all the Metroids, the Kirbys, the Pokemon, third parties, indies, so much, all on 2 portable systems. I could carry my entire childhood everywhere. I could play Nintendo's entire back catalog while living in a van down by the river. That's all I want. Is that so much to ask? Those are my only wishes for the Direct. I mean, I have more, and there are other games that aren't included in that collection that I have ROMs for, but really quick for the predictions. There have been so many rumors lately, and all of them seem likely for the last 2-3 years of the Switch's life cycle, which is going to bleed into the Switch 2's early life cycle and is going to consist mostly of remakes and remasters and smaller games. And there have been so many rumored games that seem likely because of that, but not all of them are going to come out in the next 6 months, and this Direct, which is a beefy 40 minutes, is only going to cover the next 6 months. I mean, they'll make announcements for next year. They always do. They usually do, especially in the June ones. But which ones do I think are coming out this year? What do I think is going to be in this Direct? Okay, 1, maybe 2 brand new games for this year. One of them, definitely Mario Party. It's time for that. There's been the codename leaks. Probably going to be a Mario Party. The other one, probably their big holiday title, their new game. My first guess is Donkey Kong. It's also my first hope, but I mean, it's lining up with the amusement park. He was really big in the movie. They're probably trying to build him up again. I mean, how do they not treat Donkey Kong like the big IP he is? The character itself is like a video game icon up there with Mario and Pac-Man and Pikachu and all that. So okay, that's my first guess. Hopefully 3D, maybe 2D, but either way, a Donkey Kong. And if it's not that, my second guess is a new 2D Zelda. Some kind of 2D Zelda. I mean, hopefully a new one. The rumored one where you play as Princess Zelda. She's the main character, or at least has a major part in the story. Hopefully it's that. That would be great. I want a new one. If it's not, it's probably a remaster of A Link Between Worlds, which I don't mind playing that on my 3DS for the rest of my life. I'm good on that. And then all the other games, I can't pick which one is more likely. Of all the potential remakes and remasters, like, I mean, as much as I hate to say it, the 2 Zeldas, Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, I don't think they're coming out, which sucks because if they were going to come out, they would come out this year and not after the Switch 2 already came out. So if not those, Metroid Prime 2 and 3, I think they'll bundle that like Pikmin 1 and 2. Maybe they'll do as good a job as they did with Prime 1 remastered, or maybe they'll just, upscale it to HD, few little tweaks here and there. Either way, 2 and 3 bundled together like Pikmin 1, that seems likely. If not, also Samus Returns HD seems likely. Then again, that seems like it could come in the 2 or 3 years after Switch 2 already comes out and be like smaller support for the original Switch. I mean, what else is there? There's the Fire Emblem remake. I could see that coming out this year. I could also see them announcing it for January of next year. Fire Emblem games usually come out in January, right? The Star Fox Assault rumor, the F-Zero GX rumor, just a whole bunch of GameCube games, except for Eternal Darkness, or the 2 Zeldas, which is the one I want. And they've been on a GameCube remaster binge lately, so it makes sense that they would do F-Zero GX remastered instead of a new one, so it could be that. Oh, here's one that nobody's really been talking about. Beyond Good and Evil HD remaster, whatever it's going to be called. That one's probably going to come out this year for all platforms, including Switch. I don't know, it hasn't been announced at any of the Summer Games Fest things, so maybe they're holding out for this one. I don't know, maybe they're going to do their own thing later this year. That's probably coming out this year though. Kid Icarus Uprising, that one's possible. The fact that it's 40 minutes, that seems like a good sign. Has there ever been a bad direct that's been that beefy, 40 plus minutes long? I think it'll be good. I hope it'll be good. You know what? And I think they're gonna end it with a Metroid segment where they're gonna announce 2 and 3. I don't know if they'll shadow drop it, probably not. I also think it's too late for them to shadow drop Luigi's Mansion 1 this close to Luigi's Mansion 2. I don't know, because they gave like the shadow drop of Pikmin 1 and 2 like a good month or so before the release of Pikmin 4, and even that's not a long time, and that one even had a physical release, but this is just a few days, literally like 2 days, so they could, but I don't know, maybe. I hope so, because that'll be great. But I think they're going to end it with a Metroid segment, where they're going to announce 2 and 3, and then they're going to reveal 4. Maybe it'll come out this year for their big game this holiday, but I doubt it. I think it'll just end with 2025. It'll be a cross-gen title between Switch 1 and Switch 2, and it has to be next year at the latest. That's going to be the last big new Switch game. They'll still do remakes and remasters for 2, maybe even 3 years after, well into Switch 2's life cycle, just because of how successful Switch 1 was. But there's no way they'd release a game that big that they've been putting a lot of resources into over like, what, 7 years now? That late into Switch 2's beginning. And they'll probably reveal Switch 2 similar to the Switch 1. They'll do like a trailer around October that kind of just gives you the idea. They'll do a big presentation / direct in January, and then it'll come out March, maybe summer, something like that. And I think in that first trailer later this year that we'll get, they're going to show Metroid Prime 4 the way they showed Breath of the Wild in that trailer, and they'll even like tease the next 3D Mario game like they did with Odyssey in that first Switch 1 trailer. I feel like that's gonna happen. Here, bonus prediction, 3D Mario launch title for Switch 2, next Mario Kart game, holiday title for Switch 2 launch year, and then a bunch of games in between. So anyway, final recap. New Mario Party, new Donkey Kong, and if not that, some kind of 2D Zelda, Metroid Prime 2 and 3, bunch of rumored remasters and remakes. Not all of them, because some of them I'm sure are gonna bleed into the next 2 or 3 years, but some. And you know what? One more prediction. This year is some kind of anniversary for the Mother series. And there's been a lot of stuff being released on the Hobonichi Mother project. Shigesato Itoi gave some kind of interview earlier, and it had a quote about how he would like to see Mother 3, something about how he would like everyone in the world to experience it. Can you imagine if they included that in the final big Switch Direct? If they included that in the Switch generation? That is how you end Switch 1 with a bang instead of a whimper. And I hope they do that with tomorrow's Direct, and I have a feeling they would, because I didn't expect it to be 40 minutes, so we'll see what happens. But what do you think is gonna happen? Let me know your predictions in the comments, sub to the channel, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Direct.